Tory Lanez, or should I say Daystar Peterson, dropped his new album From Behind Bars.
That's a very interesting name.
Yeah, it is. You know his dad's name is Sunstar?
Sunstar.
That's the father's name.
That's actually dope.
Sunstar?
Sunstar, Daystar?
Bro, it's really interesting.
Nice. That's dope.
Interesting family, man. But yeah, he dropped his new album, 20 or 21 songs, I want to say.
You mean the dad that was like, Rock Nation, this is your fault, Rock Nation? You mean that guy?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, man. Tory dropped a new album, bro. Like, I think first and foremost, like, I'll say it because I don't know if you're gonna agree with me or not. Okay. I want to commend Tory Lanez for having the dedication to even put out music in this type of scenario. That's impressive in and of itself. I might trash the album in a few, but that is impressive to just put out a body of work that was recorded and thought of while you were behind bars serving a 10-year sentence. So shout out to Tory off rip for even just the body of work.
For sure.
But I want to get into the discussion though. So Q, I mean, do you like the album? Do you think it's meh? Is it trash? What are your feelings on this new Daystar, or I should say Peterson album? What you think?
You know what's so interesting about the word talent is that no matter what, talent will shine through, right? So, you know, I like to use sports as an analogy a lot of times. And you can be on the worst team in the world. Like Michael Jordan, everybody thinks Chicago Bulls were just automatically good when Michael Jordan came into the league. No, Chicago Bulls became great in the 90s and 1991, and Michael Jordan was playing with a whole bunch of different people that weren't Hall of Famers or weren't great players, considered great players. And his talent always shined through. People always saw, okay, I know this guy's talented. They're not winning games, but this guy is talented. That's how I feel about Tory Lanez. Like, even when I do not like a Tory Lanez project, I can at least appreciate the talent that he brings to the table. So in terms of Peterson, what do I mean by that? What if his talent? Throughout the album, there's opportunities where he gave us Guns N' Roses type songs, right? Where he's singing, he's dipping in his R&B bag. And then he had the songs where he was spitting hard. Like one of my favorite songs on the album is it's a funny title. It's called Not Ducking Fades, essentially. Something about, not ducking fades. Mm-hmm. Spitting hard, rapping. And then he has a song on the album that's kind of like a sorry for the wait. Sorry for the wait, where he's just, dissing people. Sorry for the wait song. Sorry for what? Sorry for what song where he's just like dissing people left and right. There's a song like that on the album. But he doesn't really, name names as much on this album. But
except for Iggy.
He praised Iggy.
Bro, he's pissed. He mad Iggy left him, man.
He praised
I didn't know Iggy and him was like,
He praised. He said. I heard him say like.
He had a whole song towards her. You know that song Amethyst? That's Iggy Azalea's name. I didn't know that until I had to look it up. I was like, what is Amethyst? Wow. He made a whole song dedicated towards her.
Okay, I thought one of the songs he praised her though. But anyway, I thought from that standpoint, you see his talent. His ability to put together songs, his ability to show his versatility off. You saw that throughout the album. Now, with that being said, and I know you're probably going to elaborate on this some more, I thought the album's audio quality wasn't the greatest, right? There was a lot of songs that sound low quality, but that's expected. He made the album from jail. I thought he got a little too ambitious with the guest appearances. There was a bunch of different people that were just kind of like thrown in there. I don't know if some of the people were some of the people he was in jail with, or I know some of the people he has one of those guys that's on there that he's been rocking with.
Yoko Gold. That's his brother.
Oh, that's his brother.
Blood brother.
Oh wow, it's his blood brother. Okay, yeah. So I thought he got a little ambitious with the guest appearances. I felt like there was a theme on the album, but like I didn't really care to follow the theme. You know what I mean? I thought it was just congested. It was just kind of like thrown together. But I want to reiterate, his talent was shown throughout the album, and I think that's the one takeaway from me. Also, the content was kind of dope too. I thought it was interesting talking about all the people that left his side when he went to jail, where his mindset is now, his experience in jail right now. I thought the content was pretty dope, but I'm not sure how listenable the album is as a whole. And but like I said, I want to reiterate another time, the talent shines through.
Yeah, I mean, look, I agree with everything. Most of the stuff that you're saying, you know, I'll say this though, and I wanted to give Tory props off rip because, you know, I haven't seen a lot of the chatter or the talk around this album, but I do know that a lot of people are off Tory Lanez. They've been off Tory, you know, in terms of his music after he was convicted, sent to prison for what he, you know, was alleged to have done to Meg Thee Stallion.
Tory Lanez was sentenced to 10 years in jail for shooting Miss Pete several times in the foot in 2020 after they started to argue in a car.
So a lot of people are not even giving this a real ear, in my opinion. It kind of reminds me of the cloud that looms over Drake with his latest album, Some Sexy Songs for You, where it's like people are already, they're kind of fatigued at the battle he was just in with Kendrick. So it's like you're not really taking in the music the way it's probably intended to be. I feel like people are doing that with Tory, so far what I've seen. And what's interesting is we know Tory Lanez is one of the most talented artists of this generation. I don't give a goddamn that he's arrogant. I don't care that bro, you know, shot Meg according to lawmakers. And by the way, I keep saying according to them because I find it very, very
Here we go.
interesting.
Here comes conspiracy.
No.
Ooch.
Here we go.
He's showing his face.
Here we go.
Here we
you know,
go.
Listen, tinfoil ooch. Call
Yes,
it right.
tinfoil
It's
ooch.
tinfoil ooch. Okay?
I like this ooch better than Durant.
Yo,
Ooch Durant.
hey, tinfoil ooch. But no, I find it interesting. Like, does it not shock anybody that someone who was convicted of a crime like he was, shooting Meg Thee Stallion, has maintained his innocence on musical songs? The Daystar album, he maintained his innocence. He's been continuously telling people I was set up. I didn't do what I was said to have done. And it's like, that doesn't mean that he's telling the truth, because there's tons of people who lie continuously and they want us to believe him. So I don't know what to believe. So I just want to put that out. But I got to commend him for giving the prison experience in real time. You know, a lot of times, like,
that's what I was saying.
We don't know what it's like for prisoners. We don't know. And while people might see the brash Tory Lanez, the overly confident, bro, he gave us tons of vulnerable moments where he was crying on the songs while he was talking. He told us like he almost gave up a bunch of times.
Yeah.
He gave us instances on the last song, which I thought was probably the most powerful record, was the last song on the album called Free Tory, where he talked about Chris Brown being the only one that held him down when everybody turned their back on him. Got to be like a very, I would say, ironic or probably serendipitous moment that somebody else who went through a lot of public backlash for what
And went to jail
for it and paid their dues was the one that was there for Tory. So it's like you could see how he relates to him and all that stuff. But overall, though, I'm gonna give him a pass for the song quality, the quality of the music.
Yeah.
You got. How
you
could
gotta
you
give
not?
him a pass. You gotta give him a pass.
I thought, but like for example, probably the worst moment on here in terms of song quality is White Lightning. I thought, you know, a lot of moments where his vocals could have been way higher. But again, I'm not going to harp too much on that.
When did you expect him to record that song? Nigga, he's in jail. Could you imagine your jailmate is freaking recording a love song? He had to do it while they were sleeping, probably. 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Like, come on.
Hey, man.
He had to do it in the corner like this. Like, but yeah.
It's amazing. Like, I don't know. It's an amazing feat
even
to have done the album. Does it mean the album is amazing? Absolutely not.
Even in that song, you see his talent. And that's what I really want to reiterate here is that his talent shines through. And that's how you know he's a talented artist. But, you know, one thing I will say, may be controversial, maybe not. He's one of the few people that we're seeing in real time is facing his punishment. He has been punished, and he's dealing with his punishment right now. So what's the point of hating right at this point? He's dealing with the punishment. So he's telling you what's going on. You know, whether or not you believe he did it or not, He's dealing with the punishment. So when he gets out, whether it's early or not, like, we gotta let it go.
He seems
we
very.
gotta understand that he paid for whatever crime he committed. Because in a lot of people don't probably know, in America at least, when you are convicted of a charge or whatever, convicted of whatever, they consider it you did it.
Yes.
Period. It's considered you did it. So a lot of times you gotta talk as if, damn, he did it. Right? Now, that's just the way that they consider it. That's just the way it is. Right?
I agree.
So right now, the way that they look at it is he shot Megan. Right? Will we ever forget that? No, we won't forget that. But I do think people have to move on. And I believe that's what he's dealing with, the situation right now, where it's like, guys, I am trying to struggle. I'm trying to figure it out. But the best way that we can get through this together is if we move on. I'm serving my punishment right now.
Hey, bro. I'm with you, but last thing I'll say is, man, people are not going to move on because you got to think about how yes, if the law convicts you and that makes you guilty of said crime, even though you've maintained your innocence, but the person who was convicted is saying, I'm innocent, that's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. So that's what I mean. Like, he's not going to make it easy for people to move on.
What do you expect him to say? I shot her? Like, what do you expect him to say? Like, I shot her. Only people that do that is people in the South.
Hey, bro.
The deep South.
The deep South. Yo, I'm not.
I shot her.
Hey, yo, bro.
I definitely did. I'll shoot her again.
Bro, I'm not. But no. I'm not blaming him for standing up for himself. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying people are going to hear his, what they consider bold, I didn't do it, and be like, yeah, but you were convicted, my G. What the hell are you talking about?
Exactly.
You get what I mean? So anyway, we'll see what happens, man.
I'm going to say this last thing.
We'll see what happens.
You know, the sad part about this situation for Tory Lanez is, a lot of people are saying, oh, Trump might pardon. He's from Canada, so I don't know how that works. And you know how Trump feels about Canada. So it's like, I don't know. Man. This might be the situation where it's like, damn, you just caught in the pickle.
Listen to the full episode, link below.